and we have Sahir Raza. छोटी सी जिंदगी में एक बहुत बड़ा काम कर जाना और अपने पैशन को जी लेना बहुत बड़ी बात होती है, and I'm so happy to connect with him. So welcome at BDC and thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me. I'm very glad to be here. Yes, I've been very fortunate to have done a lot of
I
things in the last
love.
10, 15 years.
Yes.
A
So
lot
I
by
was
most
looking
people's
for
standard.
your
Yeah.
work list actually, and
Gee.
started with the AIB as in direct AIB, the
Yes.
virtual girlfriend, and from there to Kul. Tell me about the journey from Delhi to Mumbai.
So I was born and brought up in Delhi. I studied there till I wanted to take filmmaking more seriously, which is the point at which I went and studied in a school in Paris
Hmm.
called Epi-4, where I did a master's in cinematography and studied direction. When I came back, it was fairly clear that the Delhi industry was, at that point especially, very limited to advertising and news and forms like that, and not so much filmmaking.
Hmm.
And at that point, I obviously, with the help of my parents and everyone else at that point who we could get in touch with, moved to Bombay,
Hmm.
which is now Mumbai. And I started initially working on sets more as an observer, doing small things, anything people asked me to. Then I realized that the cinematography departments in most sets that I was visiting interested me a lot. So I slowly started drifting towards that. I assisted a bunch of cinematographers, though for very short durations, because they were very kind and they started passing me the work that they were not taking up. And then I started shooting, doing cinematography for various kinds of projects, from films to web to ads to TV, all kinds of things. And that journey slowly led me to my first show, which was Aisha, My Virtual
Asha.
Girlfriend, which I made with RA. Of course, there was a lot of work with AIB as a cinematographer first, and then as a director that came in and helped kind of build my confidence. Very good people to work with at that point, especially when you're exploring your own creative boundaries. And then, yeah, once the journey started with directing web series, it's been on
और
since then.
उसके बाद आपने
Uh,
पीछे मुड़ के नहीं देखा. हम्म.
yeah,
I
बिल्कुल
think
भी
this is
नहीं.
the latest one. Kul is more emphasize on the culture of people. Is still fascinating to know about क्या होता था
Yeah.
रॉयल में और उसमें. So how did you get that idea? Did you write this, na?
So I'm involved in writing most things that I work on, but they usually have a lot of very senior writers on them who've created the idea, come up with it. This particular idea was born at Balaji,
हाँ.
and I think this is originally Ekta's idea, and then various people, including me, have contributed to it.
Hmm.
Um, it's it's an attempt to see how royalty exists today in India now that they are not actual royalty,
Yeah.
and it's an attempt at analyzing what it means really to call yourself
You're
royal in
right.
this day and age when that can only be a name and nothing else because it has no legal basis anymore.
Hmm.
And within that, we have characters who are in various phases of their lives, and we try to explore that.
Awesome. So, what is your life at Balaji with the Ekta Kapoor? In I think these days in India, in media, especially TV media, Balaji or Ekta is the biggest name. I believe it. What is your life with her,
Um,
Balaji?
Though I've done very limited one single show's launch in the television space with her, she is, without a thought, one of the biggest producers of television in India
Mhm.
now, historically as well,
Yeah.
and even currently.
Yep.
Working with her for me has been a rather smooth experience overall. We worked on three shows together now.
Hmm.
The first
Oh.
one was called The Married Woman.
Hmm. Hmm.
Actually, the first one was called Hum Tum and Them.
Ji.
Then we worked on The Married Woman together.
Yep.
And now we worked on Kul. I think we have found an interesting space where her dramatic writing and my aesthetics and storytelling kind of meet. And therefore, we've had a very, very smooth and easy relationship so far. And we continue to work on other things together.
Ji.
But yeah, there's nothing. There are no stories to tell about
It's
working with
all
her.
about
She
this.
is a
No,
great
but you know,
creative, and it's really enjoyable to work with her.
the
The
biggest,
kind of content we've worked on is different from the kind of content that she is known for because I haven't done too much television with her. But I think she has now a unique space within. She's always had television and film, right?
let
And
me make this
within
proportion
those,
easier for
yeah,
you. So,
yeah,
from Hum Tum to Married Women to Kul,
full.
in three different stages, means time wise, did you see change?
Really not a significant one. She's
Okay.
been trying to tell stories
So we are
and
gossiping. We're talking about
uh,
gossips actually.
Sure. But she's been trying to tell stories, and I have enjoyed the stories that have been thrown towards me from her a lot. I was actually very glad to work on Married Woman because it was a show that was very close to my heart. It's a very interesting book, and then it's been written very well as a drama piece. And it talks about things that are important to me as well, politically speaking.
Hmm.
And again, on Kul, it is a world that I really do enjoy working within because, these people do exist even today who are from the royal gharanas. They have very different lives from quite a lot of us in very significant ways, even though they may not show from the outset. They may look very usual, but it was a very interesting world to explore. So that has been my relationship with her, and it's been a enriching journey creatively. I think I hope for both of us. Yeah,
So good.
really. I mean,
So let's move to the Lakshmi Nivas Palace. There are three
mm,
siblings who are fighting for the legacy their father left. This is the, and you are making 8 episodes on it, right? First
we
series.
have made 8 episodes. First season is eight
Actually.
episodes. Yes.
So tell me about this Lakshmi Nivas में क्या चल रहा है, क्या हो रहा है?
So Lakshmi Nivas Palace is the palace that we have shot it at. It is a old standing structure in Bikaner, which was our actual location. The show takes off from a point where the siblings are coming together for their father's 60th birthday.
Hmm.
And without giving too many spoilers, though this is already in the
No, no,
trailer,
yes, please, yeah.
there is an incident that essentially traps everyone within the palace without the ability to
Hmm.
leave. And that is where you see the many cracks within the relationships of the siblings develop.
Hmm.
And the siblings come from very different perspectives in life. So those obviously then clash. They have very, very different ambitions from each other. And what begins as a thriller fairly quickly develops into a full-on drama.
Wonderful.
And then the next phase of the show, which also, I mean, if I say anything, they have
No, no, no,
spoilers.
don't say
Uh,
anything. Let's
yeah.
let's move to the cast. So you have Nimrit Kaur, you have Ridhima, you have Amol. These are the basically these first two, both girls are coming from the big screen, you know.
Yes, of
So how
course.
did you get them in this project?
Let's start with Riddhi because I worked with her
Yeah,
before.
yeah.
Riddhi Dogra worked on The Married Woman with
Married
me.
women too, yeah.
We were both very keen to find something else to work on together
Mm.
because we enjoyed the experience the first time around. Someone who worked on Married Woman with us, Suhas Ahuja, who had played Riddhi's husband there, also came in this show and worked with us again. Yet another person who's Rahul Vora plays
Rahul
the
Bola,
king
yes.
here.
Yeah.
So there are three people from that cast who have actually come back and worked with me here. in Kul. So Riddhi, me, our entire team, we've been friends forever now, and we really wanted to find something to work on together. So that was an easy this thing. Nimrat and I met to discuss the show, I think for the first time about 4 months before the shoot began. And we went through her character and we went through what we were trying to make together and what she would want to bring to it and how I was seeing it. And discussions went on for a little bit and kind of decided that she was really interested in doing this role. And of course, Ita and the platform both had conversations with her as well. So it was overall, she looked at the show and she was confident that she would enjoy working with us. And she came in, and I think that is the experience she left with.
Wonderful.
Amol has, of course, been doing a lot of things within the web series
Yes.
area, and we have crossed paths multiple times. Just no other project has worked out because of various reasons, the kind of age I was casting for certain roles, etc. But this role, I think, presented a unique challenge for him, and also, I think, really changed the way he is viewed. He has been a certain typecast within, I think, the web show world, and this was a very, very different role, which I was quite confident he would ace. And I
Mm.
do think he has come out very nicely, much like Nimrat and Riddhi, in what is a very different avatar
Mm.
for Amol. Otherwise, he is typecast. And then there are other really good actors who've also come in
Arslan is
from both.
there, yeah.
Arslan is there, Gaurav Arora is
Gaurav
there,
Arora is
Ankit
there.
Sivach is there.
Yes, yes, yeah. So you
So
have a good
several
cast.
interesting people have
Yeah,
come.
yeah. All
Yes,
the
we have quite an incredible cast.
very incredible cast. So, as saying that so many people or film star of big screen, they are hesitant to come to the TV screen. I mean, OTT is a big platform than the TV, even though people are still hesitant to come to the OTT. What is your experience on it?
So I feel like hesitance लोगों को तब होती है जब when they kind of start looking at the mediums as bigger or smaller.
Hmm.
I think the idea for most people should be to choose the film or the show that they are making
Hmm.
as opposed to where it is going to be aired because every single film is going to find its way to OTT.
Yeah.
Satellite rights are still sold, I'm sure, but they are not a real thing anymore. So no matter what you make and where you put it up, it will make its way to OTT. And the OTT world is producing talent that will make its way into films. So they are not isolated from each other the way that TV was before OTT came into being. In the initial phase of television, television created many film stars. Even Shah Rukh Khan has come
Even
from
Shah Rukh Khan, yep.
television, right? So that was a very interesting phase. But after that, TV and film somewhat became isolated from each
Yeah.
other.
Yeah.
Film stars would come for special episodes in television just to promote their material, but television stars would not necessarily translate into film stars, though some kept doing it.
Yeah.
There are exceptions to that rule, and there are TV stars who did become film stars, even in the 2000s and later. With OTT, I think it allows you to find all kinds of talent because it is far more expansive. It is just there are more OTT shows that are made within just the Hindi film industry than there are films, right? So as a result, there's a lot more talent that gets explored that can then also be utilized in films and vice versa. As for people of Bollywood, so to say, the big stars, there are maybe a few who haven't done things on OTT, but there are many who have traveled over.
Hmm.
Matlab Varun Dhawan has also now done
Is
an OTT
coming.
show.
Yeah.
There's,
Hmm.
it is not a matter of how big a star you are. It is becoming more a matter of how good the piece of
The
content is
subject.
that you are working on,
Yes, true.
right?
Very true. Very
So, so that is happening, and there are so many films. Like there's this excellent film, Chamkida,
yeah.
that released straight to OTT. Everyone involved is a film
A
person,
film
from
person. Yeah.
Imtiaz to Diljit to everybody, right? So I think content will
But
find which space it can fit. The creators should be concentrating on what they want to make and then look into where they are selling it.
yes,
OTT is a platform,
yeah,
theatrical is a platform.
yeah,
You
yeah.
sell wherever you want to sell eventually, but make what you like.
So we believe that the things are changing and people are accepting things. If there is a good
Yes, of
content,
course.
like this.
Yes.
Good. So tell me about a bit about Rahul Verma, who played the role on, father of three kids.
Yeah, yeah. So
How was that?
Rahul and I, of course, also met on Married Woman,
Hmm.
and we've been talking and wanting to work together for a very long time. We also share a love for very similar food, so our conversations go everywhere. He very graciously, knowing fully well that the role was, if you watch the trailer, you already kind of know the
Yes,
role was
yes, yes.
contained in a certain way, again, without giving
No, 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 no,
spoilers.
no, no, no.
But because he was the one who was going to play it, as I saw it, its impact was way bigger than just the duration on screen, because that is the, so to say, inciting incident of the show.
Correct.
And Rahul brings that vibe of royalty and all of those things, and he brings a
He looks
certain
like he's
madness
coming
to
from
it.
the royal family. His features
Yes, he
and
does. He
everything.
does. He does. He
So
does
very
look like
good.
he's coming from a royal family, and he's an excellent actor. So he is
Excellent.
able to bring to it the nuances that I needed the character to have.
Wonderful. Perfect. And
Um,
then the next, what is going on in your life?
So
Upcoming.
I'm working on a couple of things right now. One is a historical piece that I'm working on, and the other is a new genre for me because I like changing genres very often, which is in the horror space.
Oh, that is
So yeah,
totally
I'm
different.
from, yes, from other things that I've done,
Yeah.
but my attempt is always to keep changing genres. Like
Oh,
after a
wonderful.
sci-fi Aisha, I wanted to do a love story, Hum Tum and Them. So it's one of those things. So I'm quite excited about the next
About the next
couple of
one.
projects that I'm working on.
Wonderful. Is there any comedy in it on your
Comedy
list?
is always a part of it. I mean, anything I do will have some
Everything you
amount of comedy.
do.
But a pure
Wonderful.
comedy, yeah, we're writing one,
Yeah.
but it's far
Wonderful.
from production.
Oh, okay. But we are looking forward to the list you are bringing to the world. And
Yes.
how, because after COVID, so many things have changed now. What do you think? Is there any change you see before COVID and after COVID in the cinema or Bollywood or films making?
I feel like there's definitely been a reassessment of how we tell stories, and I've actually very recently written about this as well, that there is now an analysis of every show, every character, on the basis of whether this is actually a theatrical character or possibly a OTT character. And the differences are subtle, but they exist. Much like the differences very clearly between what is a film and what is a show, and how one has to have like a tied up loop and the other has to have an endless loop so that it can continue. Those differences exist, and now they are being analyzed very clearly. I
Hmm.
feel like there are several pieces of cinema that, if they were made today, would be categorized in OTT and possibly be made slightly differently.
Correct, correct, correct.
But people like good stories and
Oh,
people
there is
like
no
to be
doubt about
entertained.
it. There is no doubt.
So,
Yeah. Yeah.
those we continue to search for.
Perfect. No, no, that is good. But that's what I'm saying. I love comedies too. So that's why I asked, please make something. क्योंकि comedy अभी थोड़ी सी we are missing except Kapil Sharma show.
Fair enough. Yeah.
We are looking for comedy. There is a time of Govinda and something like that. अभी हमारे पास वो चीज नहीं है. We are missing
Mhm.
that. Being a film enthusiast, I love to see comedy. I mean, I don't know if you know about me, but I'm watching one film a day every
Oh,
single day.
wow.
There is no film left in the Hindi film history from कहाँ आ रहा to recently कौन सी अभी release हुई है, and I'm looking forward your
Hmm.
this too. There is always comedy missing in
Hmm.
past 3 decades after Govinda, I
Hmm.
would say. तो उसमें
Right.
थोड़ा work होना चाहिए ना.
Fair enough.
You know,
I don't disagree. But comedy is also a very hard genre to crack
it is. It is
because comedy is very, very, very subjective. It's not an objective genre.
correct.
What you may like, someone else may
Maybe.
dislike immensely.
Oh
So
yeah.
it's very difficult to crack that popular comedy, which is why I think it is rare.
एग्जैक्टली क्योंकि मैं वरुण धवन को देखती हूँ, गोविंदा को रिप्लेस कर सकता है वो
Hmm.
बंदा, बट वो भी एक्चुअली मेरे को पता नहीं कहना चाहिए या नहीं, लेकिन उसका टाइम जाया हो रहा है. ही कैन डू सो मच ऑन इन कॉमेडी सेक्शन बट
No, of course. But I mean, I feel like everybody sees their own career in a certain way. And I think he saw it at least from a distance. Of course, I do not know him and it would be wrong to judge, but I think he saw it as an action hero and as a dramatic hero and all of those things. So he's worked towards those things. And I think he has often done well.
absolutely,
Um,
absolutely. I mean,
but yeah, of course,
yeah,
comedy
the
is a big
comedy
genre.
is missing. वन मोर थिंग कि ये जो हम अभी बात कर रहे हैं ओटीटी और फिल्म बिग स्क्रीन की, कहीं ना कहीं आई डोंट नो, हम अगर बात करें, इफ यू आर 100% फ्री टू आंसर और नॉट टू आंसर, बट पॉलिटिक्स ने बहुत असर डाला है इंडियन फिल्म्स पर और मुंबई पर एक्चुअली. यू फील समथिंग?
देखिए, politics always has an impact on art, and art has an impact back on politics. Currently, we are going through a phase where there are many films made which are pure propaganda. And that is a phase that we are going through. Some of it is quite unfortunate, but I feel we will, just being as diverse a nation as we are, I feel we will come onto the other side of this stronger. And within a lot of the other cinema that is made, other shows that are made that are not designed as pure propaganda, you see a lot of politics. Every here, there, small instances, little things that filmmakers are trying to say that have their own impact. There are films that are just very blatant that are being released. Their impact, I personally hope, I cannot say this with any assurance because I do not study it like a sociologist, but I hope they have very limited impact at a concentrated period and then they are gone because they are promoted that way. Whereas other subtle things keep slowly bringing back the ideals that our nation was built on of peaceful
That's
and
true. That is so. I do agree with you. Yeah,
नहीं
there is
ऑल्सो अब रेयर नहीं है ना फिल्में और शोज
exactly.
अब रेयर भी थे अब मतलब हफ्ते के हफ्ते हॉल जाने की बात ही नहीं बची है अब
नहीं
आपके
बची.
टीवी पे सब अवेलेबल है सो यू नो
No, no, I'm
इट्स
saying
नॉट अ
this different
रेयरिटी
thing. No, no, no. I'm saying different thing. Yeah, these films who are making for propaganda or some
यस
ideology, these films not remember as that we still
ऑफ कोर्स
after. So वो नहीं हो
ऑफ कोर्स
पाएगा. ये बहुत
या
short time period है इनका.
यस
So he's. I think you are more into the series, yeah, drama and things like that.
I am into whatever I really end up liking.
Like
If the thing is a series, great. If it's a film, wonderful.
wonderful,
As long as the story resonates with me and I like it, then I want to work on it.
wonderful.
It doesn't have to do with cinema or web series. Yes, it's more comfortable to tell a story possibly over a longer duration right now because I've done that more often. But that is not because this is the only thing I want to
Yeah,
do or that is the
stereotype
only
होने
thing
की
I want to
जरूरत
do. It's
नहीं
just,
रहेगी. वो
it's
no want
just,
that.
yeah,
And we don't want to see you that. हम चाहते हैं आप बहुत सारी चीजें बनाएं and please कॉमेडी भी बनाइएगा.
yes, of course.
All right, so thank you so much. And one small message to the Bostonians. There is a plenty of Indians who are looking forward to see your work through OTT or cinema, wherever it will
Of
be.
course.
So, would you like to say or give them message?
I am really glad to have this conversation. I am really happy to have interacted with your audience through this. It really was a wonderful conversation, and I hope to keep having these every time we make new things and otherwise as well. And I hope the thing you were telling me about the film festival that's possibly coming up, I hope that goes really well as well,
Thank you so much.
for sure.